Hello, everybody.
You said you have plenty, so
Wow, well. You've been punching. I think James, weren't we just going to degenerately gamble about the whole time? That's about it.
No.
we're going to degenerately gamble.
Continue.
If we're going to do that, we should have done it while the races were on.
Well, I've
Let's
taken
wait till
today
there's
off.
nothing
from
on.
punching.
Ruined
then
the
let's
entire spot for gambling.
Hey, there's bloody dogs. There's plenty to gamble on. So
There's golf.
I said there's dogs.
Oh, dogs, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plenty to gamble on.
So is this a podcast where we gamble on dogs remotely?
That would be great.
People definitely want to listen here.
Well, people.
We can share our secrets. It's all right.
Well, it's
Yeah,
really
don't
simple
share
with the
secrets.
dogs.
People will find out and steal the.
We can't give away everything.
Okay, well, how's it simple?
We can't
Well,
let
you just
everyone become millionaires from betting on the dogs. So
You've just got to make sure you pick the one that's first past the post. That's it. It's not that hard.
can't
That's
argue
very
that.
insightful.
That works 100% of the time.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just pick the dog. You do
Proven
that, then
system.
if you pick the winner, you don't lose.
Have you considered writing a book?
I have, but I once read a book. Someone wrote a book about how to try and win at slots, and I kind of started laughing. So
Well, I thought you were going to say you started using the strategies.
And what?
It sounds more like you, to be honest.
yeah, me.
My
the
dad's
slots,
friend
yeah.
had a book that was like that thick on how to throw craps dice. So how to
Control
master
the flight of
skill
the dice and craps. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
That is
It's an
a
actual
little
thing.
thing. That is an actual thing. That is a genuinely
Yeah,
legitimate
I have heard
thing.
about it. Like, I think if you're good
I
enough
mean,
to
it
do that,
is a thing, but I don't think you can just read about it. Like,
It
You
takes
can
a
read
lot
it's a skill.
the
that you have to
longest
practice.
fucking
skill,
book. Yeah.
It's a
That
yeah,
pretty
it's a
much
skill.
reading a
That's what it
book would not help at all.
It would probably help you with the fact that, okay, it's possible, but it wouldn't help you actually doing it. So
If
At least you know
someone
it's
had written out the mathematical formulas of how to get the dice
No.
specifically at the right angle, that would still give you zero improvement on
Yeah,
actually
that
throwing
does-
it.
that doesn't exist, basically, as far as I'm concerned.
It's
No,
like
it
reading
would.
a book about how to ride a bike. You've got to actually do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you got to do.
How would that not exist? You 100% could come up with a mathematical formula on what the angle to throw the dice that would be. The fact that you couldn't actually do it based on the formula and the formula is irrelevant is a side thing. You can definitely come up with the fucking maths of it. So why would you say you can't? Well, you just said you can't.
I don't think it's possible. Oh, sorry, you can make it up.
Well,
Just
again,
whether
you're
you
going
could
to say
actually
you don't think it's
physically do
possible.
There's like so much variance in the way the dice bounce, though,
Yeah.
surely.
Yeah, but it's
Because doesn't it have
irrelevant
to
as
hit that
to
backboard in
and
Yes,
come
it
back,
does,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
which
it
has
does,
like
yes.
all of the like, it's not like a flat surface, so it can just go anywhere.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit
Yeah,
on there.
that's why you got to
Yeah.
learn to throw it perfectly.
Yeah.
Seems kind of difficult.
And then you got to also factor in the angle of the floor. If it's even the slightest bit different to perfect, that's going to throw you out. And the wind
Yes.
and the precipitation in the air
in the wind.
inside the
Lots of
casino.
wind in the casinos.
The slightest element of wind is going to throw off your dice throw.
Oh, fuck, that's hilarious. I didn't realise there was wind in casinos.
Well, there you go. The more you know.
What you learned today.
It's
The wind
it's
inside
definitely
casinos,
what I
yeah.
learned today.
Well, it brings up a topic of conversation of how Michael Jordan was betting on throwing coins nearest to the wall before games with security staff.
Michael Jordan
Because
bets
it
on
was-
everything, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, that's the point we're saying.
Hey, did
that
you?
they were literally throwing coins against the wall and betting on who could get closest to the wall.
Did you hear what he did to one of his teammates?
Well, that's so generic that you be like, that could literally be anything he's ever done. Pretty much the large majority of his life is around teammates. So,
in relation to playing basketball.
Did you
Sorry,
hear what he
I
said
should
to
say
one of
It's
his
still not
teammates in
narrowing it down
relation?
at all.
Sorry, in
It's like
relation to
literally
gambling, I should
most of
say.
his life.
In relation to gambling.
Again,
I
you're
should
still
say.
barely down to narrowing it down.
Oh, shut up. It's my specialty
Yes,
to
well,
say
go on
dumb
with your
shit.
go on with your fucking story. Go.
Have either of you watched any? Do either of you guys have Netflix?
No, I don't.
Yeah, well, no shit. Why do you think I brought this topic up? Because that was literally in the show that they were throwing it against the wall.
So you've obviously been watching that. Now you know he
Yeah.
bought his team. You know he bought his teammate, Bull's teammate Scottie Pippen, a set of golf clubs.
Yeah.
And he did it so he could take money off him, basically. He pretty much
Okay.
that's pretty ruthless, right?
What, he bought him 6 clubs?
You buy your teammate golf clubs, get him a nice present. Only you do it for the reason so you can take cash off on him on the golf course. That's brutal.
Yeah, but Pippen was like one of the high roller people too.
No, it
So
wasn't.
they
He
were
got
betting
screwed
tens.
over.
Yes, he was. He was betting tens of thousands with Jordan at the back of the bus, while the other players were betting for $1 a hand on blackjack. And he was so ruthless that he wanted to win their money off them, even
Jordan wanted to
$1
win
at a
everything.
time, just to be able to.
Just to beat him. Yeah. But Pippen got screwed in his contract, so he wasn't betting that much.
No, he didn't, because he actually did the opposite in the end. This is how little you know. He actually, on one contract, which he signed at the time, which was good at the time, but became shit as the NBA got bigger. But then the Bulls rewarded him in the back end, and he ended up making $50 million off it anyway. So
I haven't got that far down the track yet. I'm only.
Well, that's not even covered in that yet, but you know.
Oh, okay. I'm only watching the show because I can't be bothered doing that much research, to be honest.
Well, you should be documenting his life and understanding everything he's ever done.
No. That's your job.
Have you seen the part where he got caught in the criminal case?
Who?
Jordan.
No.
From betting on golf with some gangster who basically had a check from him for $57,000.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Who was a golf hustler.
That doesn't.
Now, I believe that you're a good supposed golf person.
I have a vague idea of what happens on golf.
Well, I think you should be challenging Michael Jordan to playing golf.
I'll absolutely take Jordan on it. I'll absolutely take Michael Jordan on the golf course for any amount of money he wants.
Do you think you're better under pressure than MJ?
Absolutely.
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 Do you think that if you
MJ?
Absolutely.
Do you think if you played him for the first hole was worth every cent you have, including your house, you wouldn't be slightly put off by having that pressure, which you are not at all used to? And meanwhile, he couldn't give a shit if he lost that money. And essentially, he would just keep going all up every hole until he won it.
Well, that's all right. I'll beat him 18 holes in a row.
Double or nothing for 18 holes?
Yep, double or nothing for 18 holes.
So you're in 18 holes. You're pretty sad, aren't you?
I would love to see if it got to the 18th hole and it was double or nothing on that, and then Marcus fucking lost. Marcus is up to like 2-3 million or some shit, and then all of a sudden
be way more than that.
Got nothing.
It'd be way more
Well,
than
you're not
that.
that rich.
Okay, how much am I putting up to start with?
Well,
I don't know. Everything you want.
Well, I don't know. You give me a number.
So $20.
Sorry? $20. Well, what's $20 multiplied by itself 18 times if you double it up? You've got a calculator in front of you. How much would that equal? It's a lot.
Well, it's kind of irrelevant. If it's 5 million, it's 10 million, it's 20 million. Who gives a shit? It's still a lot of money.
Do the numbers. How much would it be?
Why do we care?
Because I want to know how much I'm going to take off Jordan when
What
I beat
would
him.
him? Well, you got to challenge him properly.
I already have. I just
He's
called
gonna-
him out.
It's like
Nah, but you got to call him out
2.5
properly.
Look,
You got to talk some
MJ,
shit properly.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't need to talk shit. I just say, put
No,
up
you
the
do.
cash and let's go play.
Yeah, but he's only going to see this if you talk enough shit. So we're going to be quiet for a moment and allow you to say.
I
What do you
don't
need
need
to
to
say?
talk any more crap. I'll just take
Are
all
you
his
gonna,
money. That's
are you
it.
gonna fly him to Australia to play, or what?
Well, there's a slight
What
issue that
about
we're in
the
different countries at the
coronavirus
moment.
situation?
Yeah, there is that slight
Who
issue
gives
at
a
the moment.
fuck about that? This can happen in 10 years' time. Who cares? The fact is that it's only going to happen if you talk enough shit to get him interested. So he seems like someone who would only do it if you got
Well,
under
how do
his
we know
skin.
MJ's
Quite
a
frankly,
listener
your
to this
laissez-faire.
right now?
Huh?
How do we not know that MJ's listening to this podcast right now?
He
probably
is,
is.
but he would be like, I don't care. And I mean,
He doesn't
That's why
care.
Marcus
He wants
needs
to
to
win
say
every
some
dollar
shit.
off everyone he comes across.
He wants to take everyone's freaking cash. Of course he cares.
yeah, but there's more money he can make off other people. So Marcus has to get under his skin
You
enough
just
for him to
said
do
he
it. So
wanted the
that's why.
$1. You just said he wanted the $1 off his teammates.
Do you think that he doesn't have an endless opportunity of winning more money off more people than you can afford right now?
Who cares? It's money. Doesn't matter where it comes
Who
from.
cares? The fact of the matter is that if he can win $1 million off someone else, why is he going to worry about you?
Well, he wants to win money off. He'll take money off
And
anyone.
actually,
Even
he
you said
doesn't
that
give a shit
before.
about money. No, he doesn't. You know that he turned down a deal to do a one-day golf appearance when he was in Asia a few years ago for $7 million off some Filipino woman.
Really? Wow. Good on him.
7 million.
just-
for
So
that.
again, yeah. So there was another deal that was for $100 million, and all he had to do was give his name and likeness and make 1 2-hour appearance, and he would have made $100 million. So no, he doesn't give a shit about the money. He gives a shit about fucking you over, and he will only give a shit about fucking you over if you actually talk some shit to him.
Well, Jordan, I know you're listening out there. Get your lazy, fat ass off the couch. Walk down the street to the golf course. Do a little bit of practice. Ask your buddy Tiger Woods as well if you can get some help. And then get on your private jet and come over to Australia, and I'm going to play you for everything I'm worth. It's as simple as that. And I'll double it up every single goddamn hole. I'm going to beat you. No problem. End of story. Simple as that. You old man. Oh,
I mean, I would bet that he's in better shape than you.
Jordan, also, Jordan, you're a hack at golf and you're a hack at basketball. 6 championships is not enough. It's not good enough.
And he quit. Don't forget that.
Yeah, quit it.
He quit multiple times.
Exactly. Why did you quit? Why did you quit playing basketball? Not good enough. Hack.
Yeah.
See, he quit playing basketball, whereas Marcus has never quit playing basketball.
I've never quit.
Where does
anything.
Marcus ever quit from the NBA? Never.
Never.
Do you reckon you could beat him one-on-one in basketball?
Yep. Easy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so after the 18 holes, just a bit of one-on-one as well. Double or nothing.
Yeah. Double or nothing. Easy
So
done.
we got to pitch it to MJ as a chance to ruin a man's life, and he might be up for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You might want to do that.
Think of the
Yeah,
power
that's
you
what
have,
it's
Michael.
really into.
Please, Michael, if you're out there, we need you to do this to destroy his life.
He's going to ruin a man's life. You know how much you want to. So. Get involved.
The money will be irrelevant. It will cost you probably more to get here and to play the game, but you'll know that you've ruined Marcus's life and done a good thing for society.
I don't. Yeah, fair enough.
Do you really think that he's in worse shape than you?
Yep.
Because I would bet that he's in much better shape than you are right now.
Nah, no chance. What do you think? What do you think he's done since he's quit playing basketball?
He's
Smoke
old and
cigars.
Makes
lazy.
$24 million a year.
He's all he's done is sit on his ass, smoke cigars,
He makes $24 million a year.
and drunk booze. Who cares how much money he's made?
Well, I mean,
doesn't
it's
even matter.
kind of a big point to say that he hasn't done anything, but he's making $24 million a year. So
Yeah,
Apparently
if
he's
you're
doing
sitting on your
something.
ass, if you're sitting on your ass doing nothing, that doesn't really matter. So
he is the majority
Yeah,
owner of the
there you
Charlotte
are. It
Hornets.
doesn't really matter. There we go.
it doesn't really matter.
That's the headline for one of your short clips. Marcus says Michael Jordan's life doesn't really matter. Absolute clickbait.
What a hot take. Never amounted to anything.
Oh, he's done a
Would you
few
say
things.
that his high school team was right for benching him?
Yes, absolutely. But I suppose when you play high school basketball, everyone gets some sort of chance.
They actually benched him in high school? What was the story there?
He didn't make the team in high school.
Oh, really? It's not just because the attitude thing at all.
No. Like he bloomed in like university and stuff. So it was like towards the end of high school that he started to get going. And he literally apparently brought the guy that they picked instead of him on the high school basketball team to his like NBA Hall of Fame induction, just because he never got over it.
See, that's why he's no good. Quite literally. Right.
So maybe if you're playing
So
golf against him, just bring along this guy, just like the psychological torture.
Yeah. So
Constantly
would be
reminded
hilarious.
about what happened in high school.
see, I'll
There you
just
go.
find him to help. I'll just find this bloke to help me out. That's about it, really. I don't
Yeah.
need anyone else.
Yeah, but the fucked up thing though is that like he would take it kind of the opposite. He's the kind of person who it seems like the more you piss him off, the more he's like likely to actually destroy you.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
that's not going to happen. So
Maybe.
that wouldn't happen.
Well,
so.
Marcus, you'll just have to get out on the course and just practice. You'll be all right.
Oh, exactly. Hopefully, when they open the golf courses up here, I should be able to play golf every day, which would be nice.
If they
Gonna
ever
be the
do open
difference.
the courses, though.
Sorry?
If they ever do open the courses, though.
It'd be nice if we weren't the only state in the country to not be able to do a
Well,
couple of small social activities.
I don't think it's looking likely, to be honest.
No, neither do I, to be honest, considering
Yeah.
the shit that's gone down the last few days.
Yeah.
So it was looking
I
good
think
like
it's-
3-4 days ago. It
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah.
was looking real good 3-4 days ago until, I don't know, whoever it was decided, whatever meat packing, that they'd make an absolute mess of it.
So what will you do if you're meat packing? How would you better do it?
Meat packing. I
Yeah.
wouldn't make sure I ended up getting coronavirus, that's for sure.
How?
Who knows? Just don't get coronavirus. That's not hard.
There you go. That's the next
Just-
mini headline. Marcus says don't get coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you not get corona?
Like tips with Marcus, don't get coronavirus.
Yeah,
Don't
give
get
us some more
coronavirus.
tips.
Just dropping
Don't
knowledge
get
for free.
don't get corona. Then what else? What else?
Just stay home, be healthy, look after yourself. It's not hard.
I'm giving away all
No.
this knowledge for free.
Well, sometimes you got to give people some basic information just to help themselves out. Then they come and realize how good you actually are, and they'll start paying you. That's what you got to do sometimes.
There you go.
A little bit of
Right, so that's-
self-advertising for yourself.
Any other tips? Like, how do we succeed?
How do you
Don't
succeed?
forget, you also gave us the other one of make sure you're back in the winner, so the first past the post. So
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
win on dogs.
That's how you win on dogs.
Give us some more life tips. How do we meet the woman of our lives or the partner of our lives, Robin?
Oh, that's actually pretty simple. That's not hard. I've done that one quite well myself, to be honest.
Yeah, well, give us a fucking tip, you
You
selfish
didn't tell
cunt.
us how to. You just threw in the subtle brag. Well,
Yeah.
Firstly, wind the fuck up out of your co-host on the podcast you're doing, because that's actually quite funny. Secondly, go out, enjoy life, and have as much fun. And shut up. Go do whatever the hell you want in your life, and you'll end up meeting whoever it is you want to be. It's as simple as that.
You just told us that we got to stay home, though.
Yeah.
Well,
How do we do whatever
gonna
we
make it
want
really
and also
tough.
stay home?
Well, use technology. It's very
Use
helpful
technology?
sometimes. Fucking hell, I almost fell off this fucking ladder.
Would that be another life tip? Don't fall off a ladder?
Yes, it would be. Absolutely.
It's a pretty good one. I like that.
I would love it if he fell off the ladder and broke his neck while he's giving him the life tip.
Not even a chance of happening, to be honest.
We can only hope.
Yeah. If you see just kaplunk, then you'll know it's happened. So.
All right. Well, what about other life tips?
Oh, what else do you
There's a
guys
lot of
want to know
people
about
that want to look
life?
better. A lot of people want to look better and improve their appearance. So how would they
Well,
do
that's
that?
actually real fucking easy. That's not hard. That's really easy. You need to actually go out and look after yourself. Like, go and do some exercise. Not be a fat, lazy shit. On top of that, you also need to eat reasonably well. Because if you do that, then you end up being very healthy and you look fucking good, and then you're more attractive to everyone else, and you get the person who you want to be. That's how that works.
Fantastic. And how do people meet friends? What if people are lonely and they don't have enough friends?
Go out and talk to people. That's how you make friends. Or do what other people do. Get on Zoom and go crack some meetings, and maybe you might make friends that way. I don't know. There's heaps of ways to make friends these days.
Crack people's Zoom meetings, did you say?
Yeah.
That's the key. You just go on random Zoom meetings, type in random
I'm
numbers.
taking mental notes here. I'm just trying to keep up. So,
Yeah, I know. Take notes, please. You should.
absolutely. Crash people. So when this podcast is done, I'll crash a Zoom meeting and we'll just see what happens. I'm not sure
That's
how.
how you're going to get friends.
That's
How
How do we get our dream job?
How do you get your dream job? Go and apply for it and do everything possible to get it. Do whatever you think you need to actually get the job. That's
What
Life changing.
What is the dream job?
Well, it depends what you want it to be. Everyone's different.
What's
your dream job,
What's your
right?
dream job?
Right? What's your dream job?
Jesus Christ.
What is my dream job?
Yeah.
I feel like the dream job is to not work, though, to be honest.
Well, it could be.
Well, yeah,
something.
how do you retire? How do you retire with the life you want?
I was close to doing the dream job, to be honest. I was doing at one point. But
And what was that?
Male prostitute?
male prostitute, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, the dream job. Gambling for a living. At one point, it was the dream job, but no longer feels like the dream job. I don't know what the dream job is for.
So tell us why it's not the dream job.
Because the environment sucks, unfortunately. You're around. This is what the people want to listen to, by the way. Just me venting about.
Keep going.
Being around lots of miserable people. And lots of people who just want to screw you out of $10. And, well, people don't even want to talk at the table.
That sounds pretty fucking miserable to me.
And it's like, it's quite isolating, I found.
I love the idea of having like a psychiatrist or psychologist who's on a tree, on a ladder, fixing his roof while you're pouring your heart out.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is sometimes. So.
And
Some
also,
helpful advice.
it's ridiculously difficult to play so much every day. Very mentally draining.
So it's very mentally challenging.
It's draining. It's draining. Not so much challenging as draining.
So
Draining trying to hear you talk while this guy keeps rubbing random shit and you can't hear a fucking thing.
Just rubbing one out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point.
What did we talk about last
Just like-
time? The masturbation book?
That was last week's
Well,
topic.
Zoom. Take a masturbation break in some random other people's Zoom meeting.
Just during it, just make sure you're off camera and off you go.
No, while you're on camera.
While you're on
Just
camera.
think
On
of how
camera
hard
is
it is for flashes at the moment. Do you know how hard it is to go flash someone right now? They're the real victims of coronavirus. Is flashes.
Flashes. Oh my god. Oh, that's wonderful. Flashes are the real victims of coronavirus.
Well, that's
Well, they
another
are.
plan.
The what? It's really fucking hard to hear with Marcus's noises.
Yeah, I can do fine.
Yeah, so can
Really?
Yeah. I reckon it's your connection.
All I hear is like.
Yeah, I think it's just your connection. It's not
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
I'm on the phone though, so it shouldn't affect it at all.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll work at it. We'll keep the show rolling on. So.
All right. Well, here's a fun story for you. A Japanese man from Japan times. A Japanese man hasn't spoken to his wife in 20 years, despite living in the same house.
That sounds like a normal marriage for a lot of people.
Well, that's yeah. But despite living under the same roof and raising 3 children together, a Japanese husband hasn't spoken a single word to his wife in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Let's guess why. Why do you think that would be?
He's been too busy working.
Possibly,
I don't know.
although that's a pretty boring answer. I mean, how
I know
fucking
it's
busy could you be?
His wife doesn't happen to be a sex doll, is she?
Yeah,
No.
that would actually make sense.
No, she's a human.
He is an
He's a
actual
human.
human person.
I mean, I came up with some examples myself where she could have cheated. She could have cooked dinner wrong. She no longer likes anal sex.
Dinner was overcooked one night, so it's just a 20-year silent treatment.
Yeah, pretty valid.
That'd work, yeah.
Not excessive at all.
Yeah.
Marcus, how do you deal with someone who hasn't spoken to you for 20 years, who happens to be your spouse?
Oh, I say hello, that's it. I know it's an extremely difficult thing to do for some people.
Well, I think we're assuming that she has tried to talk to him and he just doesn't. Otherwise, it'd be they both haven't spoken.
I don't know. Wake him up in
So what
his
should she
sleep
do?
and try and have sex with him.
It's a valid way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
actually
feel like
what
after
it is.
10 years, you would try that.
You might try. It's worth probably trying at some point.
Absolutely.
So it could
The
work.
response, isn't it?
Wow. Okoi Katayama, if that's how you pronounce it. For the past 2 decades, he's only answered his wife Yumi's attempts at making conversation with occasional nods and grunts. So there you go, she has tried. Their unusual relationship was revealed by their 18-year-old son Yoshiki, who appealed to a Japanese TV show to help fix things, as he had never heard his parents talk before. Anyway, the guy revealed,
The 18-year-old kid had never heard his parents talk before.
Yeah, well,
Or
he's
is it-
18 and I haven't spoken in
Yeah, it's
20 years.
20
so
years. Yeah. Surely the
Seems
kids
like a
would have done
normal
something
family.
about this. Surely kids
Well,
would have
this
tried
is
to
them doing something about it.
So they haven't spoken in 20 years, and he's 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think he would have tried more.
Wait,
You'd
they've
think he would have
obviously-
Well,
tried
that
more
actually
than
brings up.
They've obviously had sex in this time when they've never spoken to each other.
Well, that's actually
No, not
legitimately
necessarily.
possible.
Not necessarily.
Not
Who got
necessarily what
artificially
you're seeing.
inseminated?
That is
The
something
modern
that's
world. It may not
genuinely
even
possible.
be his kid.
Well, should we assume that?
The
Yeah,
other
his
thing
kids-
that's kind of weird about it is, like, how do you name a kid if you don't talk?
Oh, you could write it
Like,
down,
surely-
but that's pretty weird.
But that's still pretty much the same.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, he revealed the reason for keeping silent for so long, and I quote, "You were so concerned about the kids," he says. "I was kind of jealous. I was sulking about it. There's no going back now, I guess."
This bloke does have problems.
Jimmy, up until now, you have endured a lot of hardship. I want you to know I'm grateful for everything, he said.
Okay.
You would think that he would have even got drunk or something, or got pissed off at the TV, or even like watching sport and getting angry or something. You would at least talk.
Yeah, nothing.
For 20 fucking years.
For 20 years. I don't get it. I would have just walked out after about 2 or 3 if I was doing what he did.
After 2 or 3, it would take you that long.
2 or 3 years,
how
no
long
talking.
that still is.
Yeah, that's a long
3
fucking
years.
time. Like, yeah, that is still a very, very long time.
Yeah, you realize it'd be awkward after one fucking day.
It'd be awkward
yeah.
after
Still think.
6 hours if you're awake.
Not a day, not so much. Maybe a week, yes, definitely.
Well less than a week.
Yeah,
well,
anyway.
definitely. It would
I'll
get
go
awkward
as-
after a day.
Yes, that is for sure. That is definite.
So what would your advice be to people who are kids of that scenario?
Well, if your
Your
parents,
parents
have
haven't
decided,
spoke.
your parents need to get their shit sorted out. Let's be honest. Just tell your parents to actually sit down in the same room and they're not allowed out until they've actually started talking. Make sense?
I mean, they've pretty much been in the same room for fucking years, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't let them out, so.
Well, there you go. More life advice.
I feel like
Only
our
now.
lives have changed, and this person's life would have been so much different if they just consulted Marcus at the time.
Well, that's all you need to do. Consult me. It's not hard.
Well,
It's not overly
well,
difficult.
since you're handling out all the advice, how would you handle peace with North Korea?
North Korea. I mean, there were rumours he was dead during the
Yeah,
week.
he's alive. I couldn't
Yeah, I know.
believe it.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought he
alive.
was dead.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
he
he's
was
alive.
dead. I heard rumours he was dead. What would I do with Kim Jong Un?
I didn't ask that. I asked how would you deal with peace with North Korea?
How would I make peace with North Korea?
Yeah.
I think there's only one way you can actually do that, and this sounds weird, but give him a nuclear bomb as a present. That's how you make peace with him.
Give him a
Solid
nuclear
advice.
bomb as a present.
Yep. He'll
That
appreciate
is
the present.
solid advice.
He'll appreciate the present.
If that hasn't won your vote over, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Marcus for Prime Minister.
That's what I'd do. Give him a.
Could
yeah,
you
really
imagine the outrage if a legitimate politician decided to come up with that as a
That's the
proposal?
policy they're running on.
Yeah.
You elect me, I'll give North Korea news.
You North Korean nuclear bomb.
I'll solve world peace by giving. Could you imagine if in World War II the Allies had given Hitler an A-bomb?
I'm talking about North Korea specifically, no one else.
Well, what the fuck is going to be the difference?
Quite a bit.
How?
Well,
Do you think they're
Hitler
going to be
would
so appreciative and then just going to be like, okay, cool?
Yes. Pretty much.
Well, that's absurd.
They're going to be confused as fuck.
So it's just, you're just going to give him a nuke and ask for nothing in return? Is that that?
Pretty much.
But you're not asking for anything, just
No.
give him a nuke.
Give him a nuke. That's it. I forgot to mention, actually set the thing to blow up in his face for like 3 days' time as well. Without him knowing.
So actually, the solution is A-bomb the country.
Exactly. But
Which would probably fuck up South Korea anyway, but you know.
Well, let's be honest, South Korea was fucked anyway. In this whole situation.
Well, I don't know anyone who really agrees with that, but okay.
I heard there was shootings going across the border the other day. So.
Yeah, well, there's much better news from the over there. So this comes from the New York Post. Kim Jong Un may be holed up with his 2,000 women pleasure squad.
Oh yeah, as you do.
So in his lush seaside hideaway in the port city of Wonsan, he may have plenty of company, a harem of 2,000 sex slaves.
So he's got 2,000 sex toys. Nice. How does he proceed?
Sex slaves, not toys, you idiot.
Oh, I thought that's what I heard you say. I thought you said sex toys.
No, sex slaves. Sex toys. He just has 2,000 dildos.
Maybe some football
Just
team
remember
colored strap-ons.
Yeah.
Just remember who it is.
Yeah, I'm sure he would want 2,000 dildos.
Who knows?
But it raises the question of how the fuck would you deal with 2,000 women?
I wouldn't want to be honest.
Could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, just the numbers of it. That's at least 6 a day for a whole year.
Yeah,
without repeating one.
I wouldn't want to deal with 2,000 women.
Can you imagine having to have sex with 6 different women per day for every day of the year?
Nah, I'm sorry. I'll pass on that.
Do you reckon
They get
there's a
too attached.
possibility this story isn't true?
This isn't legitimate fucking news. Like, come on. This isn't some like random wild conspiracy.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
legitimate
actual
straight off
newspaper.
the North Korean press. It's all true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the New York Post. It's the American press, not.
Doesn't
What,
make
do you actually believe everything that the press said?
Everything
Yes, I
that's
do.
coming out
Every
of
single
North
one.
Korea is definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. 100%.
Well, it makes sense. Are you saying that he wouldn't have a 2,000 woman from
I'm
here?
saying that 2,000 is a fairly high number, and I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta roster them in and out. Like sometimes people are injured, and
Yeah, but there's too much.
you got your reserve squad.
Deal with. There's too much crap to deal with. That many women.
Yeah, especially like if you know the thing about like period syncing. So all on their period at once.
I mean, if you get that rostered wrong, that's just a massive pain in the ass you have to deal with.
Not really though. Not if you're a dictator. You don't have to deal with any of that shit.
No, but if
Remember,
it's coming
if
at
they
that,
do the slightest thing wrong, you just kill their whole family.
still though, it's a pain in the ass to have to deal with.
Not so much when you got that much power. But
Sorry?
the weird thing is that like his dad was the one who set it up. In the 70s, at the height of his power, he sent officials across the nation for its most attractive women. To act as singers and dancers, and then maids, and then ordered to become comfort women.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I just didn't want to deal with that many women, to be honest. It'd be too much of a pain in the ass.
Well, what would be the most outrageous thing you would do if you were a dictator and could do anything?
What would be the most outrageous thing? I know. I'd drive around in a tank all day and just run over whatever the fuck I want.
That would go down well.
Yeah.
I feel like 2 days into that, you would run over too many things and people would just all of a sudden revolt.
But you got a whole country. It's going to last you a fair
You've got
while.
a tank though. Like, what are they going to do?
Exactly. What are they going to
Yeah,
do?
but if the whole country turns on you, then you're fucked.
The whole country. Yeah, the thing is, if you got a dictatorship, you got enough people around you.
Exactly.
Kicking you
Not
out.
if you're doing enough crazy shit that they would decide to get rid of you.
Hey, they're on your side no matter what. So,
Not necessarily.
well, you said I was a dictator and I could do whatever I want. That's what I'm going to do.
You'll have
And I've
enough
got the people
people.
on my side. Yeah, I'll be fine.
You'll have enough people that are kicking your ass.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should get Kim Jong Un to do it for you.
I'll send him a message and tell him you should start running over everyone in this country and see how that
Yeah, chuck him a text and see what he's up to. In between the 2,000 women.
As I said, having 2,000 women, it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, okay. Well, the next one that I have is, what is the most outrageous waste of money you have witnessed with your own eyes? And this comes from Reddit, so it's random people posting. The first one. My boyfriend's dad owned 7 different Apple Watches because he didn't want to change the bands out.
That is very lazy.
What?
It is.
Because you didn't want to change the band.
Yeah, so on the Apple Watch, you have different bands on it. So it has different versions.
Why do
for
you
each
need
band.
different bands?
Well, you can switch them. So a normal person would buy 7 bands for $20 each or some shit. And then you just keep the actual watch and switch it around.
Yeah, okay.
He prefers to buy new watches.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
The next one. I know a guy who purchased a second car. His first car is a Mustang. His second is an Audi. He's a single father. His payment arrangement is $400 per month. He didn't try to talk it down. The car is 10 years old. His Mustang isn't paid off. He works on my team in the same position I have. My wife and I together can barely afford our $250 per month single car payment. And the best part, he can't drive a stick. His new car is a stick. He hasn't learned to drive a stick. It's been 3 years, and he's been doing all of this and struggling for 3 years.
Well, he's probably doing drugs as well, just to pay for the car.
The kind of
Doing
person
drugs or
that,
selling drugs.
no, they're saying that the guy's broke. He's just a fucking moron.
Well, there's a lot of those.
Like you.
That is true. I don't know.
What's the most ridiculous money you've seen someone spend?
Fuck, where do I begin? I've heard or maybe seen someone lose $10 million in the space of 10 minutes. And that's not an exaggeration.
It's a wise investment.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's plenty of stories that you'd have of people dicking away stupid amounts of money.
Or someone, what about having breakfast and it costing you $15 million?
15 million?
Yes.
How? How's that possible?
Oh, you have breakfast and lose $14,999,920.
Oh,
That's cost
should be
$30
gambling
bucks.
while having breakfast. Right.
Exactly.
I've
I
heard of
thought you
someone
meant that
losing
breakfast
500 million
cost
on one.
15 mil.
I'm sure you could buy breakfast for 15 mil somewhere.
Yeah, you probably could. Someone would have
I've
to.
heard of someone losing
I'm sure
500
someone would
million on one
accept
phone call.
$15 million, but I don't know who's charging it.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
So what's on the menu then for 15 mil?
One slice of toast with 4 portions of Vegemite.
That's it. 15 mil.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive drink you've paid for?
Paid for?
What's the most like a
I
beverage?
had like
a
a $35 iced coffee once.
Yeah, that seems about right. I had a beer that cost me
That was pretty
$30
normal.
one day. So,
$35 iced coffee.
Yeah.
How?
At some fucking expensive touristy place, and then because it was a holiday, they had a fucking surcharge and
Is there
all
like
that
alcohol in it, the iced coffee or something?
shit. No, just a regular iced coffee, like
The regular iced
literally.
coffee, $35.
Yeah. Yep.
Mess.
Definitely not worth it. This one here says, I'm a VIP tour guide at Walt Disney World. Each guide costs $600 an hour, and charging starts when you ask to meet us, whether you're there or not. The family booked 2 of us multiple days in a row and wouldn't show up until typically 2 to 3 hours into being charged. They paid $7,000 plus overall for the tour time they didn't use and didn't care.
I probably don't care. That's the reality.
Well, literally
Well, you
said they
mustn't
didn't
care
care.
if you're
So.
spending that sort of money on nothing.
Yeah.
That's the
If
truth.
you're waiting for that kind of money, you just don't care.
Someone here says someone buying a £20 extended 3-year warranty on a £6 kettle.
Oh, yeah.
Extended warranties are basically just a scam as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like to throw some money in the toilet along with your purchase.
I mean, people do
Some
like
rich
flushing
dude
down
in the
toilet.
Hamptons buying a pallet of Fiji water for his hot tub.
For his what?
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Yeah. Gotta be pure.
Oh, that's good.
My roommate plays Fortnite and buys every single skin that comes out. Everyone. I don't even know what that means.
Probably some sort of app or add-on for the game, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Next one, some woman bought 3 pairs of sunglasses for $1,500 because she lost 2 pairs in the same day.
It's not that ridiculous, I don't think.
That actually seems logical.
Yeah.
Like if you're dumb enough to lose 3 pairs of sunglasses, or 2
Well, I
pairs
don't
of
think it's like that
sunglasses,
ridiculous.
I don't feel like
to
it's
lose a pair of
dumb,
sunglasses.
yeah,
I think it's pretty reasonable that you could lose a pair if you just buy
Yeah.
a few, you like a particular one.
yeah, that's
2
not
in the
actually
same day.
Yeah, I don't reckon that's that bad.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's actually relatively normal, considering.
I don't know about
Well,
relatively normal, but like it's not that ridiculous.
No, it's not. That's for sure.
I don't think it's relatively normal to spend $500 on the sunglasses as it is, let alone 3 times in the same fucking day.
I've seen sunglasses for $1,000 just I'm sure someone's bought. So.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's normal.
Well,
I've seen fucking Ferraris. That doesn't mean that Ferraris are a normal car to buy.
I think Ferraris are normal cars to buy. So.
I'm not so sure
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what the
just-
word normal means.
The average person just buys a Ferrari, you know, it is what it is.
Exactly. Nothing special.
Then what would be a car that isn't normal to buy?
I don't know. I can't think of a car that wouldn't be normal to buy, to be honest. They all seem pretty normal. So
They all seem pretty normal.
yeah.
There you go.
More life lessons. $500 sunglasses, normal. Ferraris, normal.
Yep.
How you should be
Absolutely.
living your life.
Yeah.
Would you say that
Exactly.
people who don't own those are poor fucks that should probably be kicked out of society?
In a word, yes.
Can't argue.
Do you get upset when you see people driving on the road and not in a Ferrari?
No, I don't really care. Like, oh, you poor bastard.
You look down on them?
I'll look at them with a little bit of disdain, to be honest.
Would you call them scum?
I like to be a motivational person, so I don't like to use language to deter them. I want to at least give them some hope.
Such as?
Well, maybe one day they could actually be good enough at what they do and buy a Ferrari themselves. Maybe. So.
Well, I got some funny mistakes people have made that are like fuck ups. So the first one, I work at a company that handles personal health info. I work in the mailroom stuffing those packets. I stuffed 2 people's personal health information in one packet, and the company ended up getting sued for $1.2 million. Small mistake.
Yeah, just small error. I wouldn't want to fuck that kind of shit up, to be honest.
Imagine you earn like 50 grand and then you make a $1.2 million mistake.
It probably seems, the $1.2 million probably seems inconsequential.
How would that be
yeah,
inconsequential?
It just seems inconsequential.
So $1.2 million is just irrelevant to you, is
Pretty
what
much.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, then you wouldn't care about the next one. The next
Correct.
person says, a few months ago, I bought a...
I already don't
What?
care. I already don't care.
A few months ago, I bought a $190 Visa gift card at Family Dollar, only to drop it into a manhole on the way home.
Well, the fact you dropped it into a manhole on the way home, you may as well flush the $190 down the toilet in the first place, to be honest.
Well, I think the more fucked up part of this is why are you buying a $190 gift card?
Oh, I don't know.
Buy $200, you cheap cunt.
Someone wanted to buy something for $190, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Someone says they bought $200 worth of wine for a party, left it under the bottom of the cart because it was raining, went home, realized there was no wine, went back to the wine store, wine was gone. Bought $200 more worth of wine.
I mean, that's just like, you're a genius. You deserve a round of applause for completely forgetting what you actually bought. Like, you are a genuine genius.
Another one, they bought $400 worth of food shopping, then got into a car accident which destroyed the food in their trunk.
Well, that's just bad luck. Stop being such a shit driver. To be
Yeah.
honest.
So how do people not be a shit driver?
Don't run into other cars and get in motor accidents. That's about that simple, to be honest.
Solid advice.
Yeah. Like, it's not really that difficult, to be honest. It's not overly difficult. Just don't get in accidents.
Well, the next one is spent $50 on one night on Ubers to and from the club and the entry fee just to leave after 15 minutes because my friend got bounced for being stupid.
I had I'd send your friend the bill for how much for the money you spent.
It reminds me of like many a night that we've had out.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
What is your favorite?
I know there was a night you got bounced out, James, where someone we know who we were drinking with that night ended up getting with a female who had no hair, which we found rather amusing.
Yes. And what is the point of that?
Well, that was a good night out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Back. What did I miss?
Well, stop sharing your secret advice. He's here now. Marcus was just going over the higher level advice.
It's
hear me?
What?
It's yeah, I can hear
What
you.
did I do?
It's
Marcus is going over high level advice, like the secret stuff that he doesn't talk about normally.
It's how to get with people who have no hair.
Oh, my
It's called Ask Bryant Haslam.
Not working.
He'll give you that advice. Alrighty.
Well, that was solid.
Now,
well, yeah.
Has anyone had some genuinely life-changing moments lately, or has anyone done well gambling lately? I mean, I want to hear some stories.
Farad just dropped out, so he's a bit upset by your thing. I think you got to him with that.
Did I get to him? God, jeez.
He must have lost a lot of money recently. I'm hoping that you're bringing this up because you won some amazing amount on something stupid.
No, but I have been betting on a lot of dumb shit lately.
Well,
I've been betting on Swedish trots where I think I'm winning, but I end up losing because the person calling the race says the horse that I'm on is going to win when it actually, in fact, loses. I've bet on esports without watching it because I can't be bothered. What else? Oh, there was something I bet on the other day. I can't remember. Anyway. And then there's just the usual degenerate shit. So
exciting. I wish you could bet on like Zoom meetings. There's got to be a way that you can gamble on Zoom meetings and make them entertaining.
Yeah, well, that's easy. You bet the over/under on how long they actually last.
Yeah, but then if you're in it, you can influence that.
Well, that's the whole point. It's so you can actually fix the thing and win money.
Yeah, but it's no fun to bet on against someone where you both can influence it.
Well, yeah, well, I think that's half the fun of it sometimes, is can you fuck it up enough? So, alrighty.
Alrighty, well, I have another story this one's from the Mirror. A woman's friends urge her to dump her boyfriend after he makes ridiculous money demands. So what do you think he demanded of her to pay for that her friends say for her to dump him?
Wouldn't have been some sort of holiday together. No way. That seems too normal. What would it be? No, fine.
Huh?
So I'm talking to someone else.
Well, that's good. That's always good on a podcast. In the middle of answering something, you start talking to someone else. Tell them to fuck off. Can you tell them to fuck off for us, please? Tell them you're an important work. I'm an important person and cannot be interrupted with your shit. Now fuck off. I'm an essential worker. You muted your mic, you weak pussy. Tell them to fuck off. You muted yourself, you fucking moron. Now I'm just talking to one person who's barely here and
Calls as
another
well.
person. Huh?
I got a phone call as well. In the
You muted yourself midway through that.
No, because I had a phone call coming through.
You tell them to fuck off. You're an important person who had essential work to be done.
Oh no, the phone call was from my father.
Again, did you tell him to fuck off because you have essential work?
No, I just hung up on him actually instead.
Oh, good.
And I'm not sure if my neighbour would actually hear me if I told him.
Tell him, fuck off, I'm doing essential work. Don't you know podcasting is just as important as hospital workers and police and
As far as I'm
other things
concerned, it's way more essential.
Yeah. This is an essential service.
It very much is so. So, I can't believe it's
Tell them
actually.
to stop being so selfish.
Well, some people are. That's just the way it is. So you can't help that sometimes.
All right. Back to guessing. What do you think that the woman's boyfriend asked her to pay for that her friends said to dump him?
A house. Now that's
No.
boring. It can only be one thing. It can only be a prostitute.
No. That's disgusting.
Well, then what is it then?
No, so the man has been slammed after revealing that he charges his girlfriend a fee to stay over at his house.
Oh, that's bad.
They've been together for a year and everything was going well until he popped the question, can you start paying $24 for each night that you stay over?
Well, I actually have a really simple answer for that woman. It's not hard.
Pay it.
You simply say that, yes, I'll pay the $24 each night I stay over. But do you know how many more nights?
$25 for sex.
So, okay, I'll pay you as well the $25 for having sex with you as well on top of that. But here's the kicker. I'm not going to come over to your place and have sex with you again. So guess what? I'm not going to pay you any money. That's what I'd do.
No, what she does is she says, I'll pay you the 24 for the night, but she charges the 25 for sex.
Yeah.
That way she gets an extra $1 out of it.
She should be charging him 124 instead. That'd probably be about fair. So
yeah, she said that paying $24 for one night in a $1,800 a month apartment is a great deal.
No, it's not.
It is.
Is she
than
living there?
rent. Says she lives there 3 to 4 nights a week.
Well, then you got to pay rent for the other places as well, which that's just shit.
I like the exciting element of this where Andrew just drops in and out and just adds to it's like a roulette of whether there's 2 people on the call or 3 people.
Or 4, depending on who decides to rock up.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice if someone tried to jump in our one.
Yeah, that would be good, actually. I think they'd get the
Do you
fun of their
know
life.
how exciting it would be? Like, and especially the fact that they'd be trying to fuck with us, but we'd be just fucking right back with them.
Oh, they'd actually, they wouldn't know what to do, considering how much we'd be able to fuck with them.
Yeah,
Which,
well,
the best
speaking of which, this comes from the Mirror. A man's work from home blunder, as everyone can see the X-rated content on his laptop.
Oh, yes. I know about this one. This was great.
A colleague informed him they could all see what it was on his laptop screen, and it turned out that in between his regular tasks, he was watching porn.
That's outstanding. Yes, I did hear about this.
They said work is definitely the right time. The email sent by a man named Gary is surprising though, as it doesn't criticize the guy for not working. It says, "Morning, Callum. Hope you're feeling better. Can see you logged in via remote access. Your screen here is visible, and we can all see you watching porn in between inquiries. If you go to the top of the screen, there is a menu bar. One of the icons will have a black screen option. If you click on this link, it'll black out your office machine so you can continue in private.
So they didn't care that he was watching porn. They just didn't want to keep seeing it all the time.
I mean, that's the most ridiculous part of this, is the fact that the company just allowed him to watch porn.
Well, if he's at home and he wants his own personal time, then give it to him.
But he's working. Essential work.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I want to know what porn he was watching.
Well, who knows? It could be anything. So.
Big Black Cock 5.
Finally working again. There you go.
Well, it's good to see someone.
He's frozen again.
It's good to see someone rock back
really
into the
awkward?
conversation.
Oh my god.
You know what would be really awkward is if he got caught doing that and he worked in a family business and he was watching like incest and mother porn.
Well, again, the company probably wouldn't care.
Well, in that case, the company couldn't give a shit because it's a family.
Yeah.
But
It depends what kind of family it is.
it's a good family if they let you watch porn when you're meant to be working.
I agree with that. I agree it's a good family, but I'm just saying it depends on what type of family it is. So some families may not care. Others will care extremely quite a lot. So.
Well, speaking of fucked up families, this one is so fucked up. I'm just reading the headline for you. From Broadsheet, Isolation Innovation. This Aussie family's dream trip to Europe was cancelled, so they held a 15-hour long-haul flight in their living room. They decided to recreate a fucking flight in their living room.
They are. They clearly have nothing better to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, how fucked up of a family do you have to be when so bored that you actually just fucking recreate a flight?
I think you just have to be extremely bored. That's what you have to be. That's it.
I think they should take it a step further and like put their kids in jail and literally like buy a cage and put their kids in there for a couple of weeks just to let them experience prison.
Yeah, have them do like 60 days, or something.
Yeah, locked in a cage.
Yeah, do that. That's a much better idea.
Well, I found an article where they were talking about how you can recreate flying first class at home. And they have, this is from Point Hacks, how to recreate a first class experience at home, a step-by-step guide.
Yeah.
And then, so what I wanted to do is walk through their first class version, but then I've come up with my own economy class version, so scum that fly economy can understand what it's like and recreate it for themselves. So they start off with, you schedule a spa appointment.
Yeah.
Start off passive aggressively, notify the other people in your household that the bathroom shall be yours at your desired time slot.
Yeah.
Now that'd be good to stink it up. Just settle your authority within your house.
Pretty much.
Because that's one thing that happens when you're flying too, is especially with connecting flights. If you've been traveling a bit, quite often wherever you're landing in the middle there, that toilet is going to be fucking destroyed.
Yes, absolutely. You will have destroyed the absolute fuck out of it.
Next it says to be chauffeured to the starting point.
Yeah.
Put a bow tie on your dog, go outside, then have them accompany to the front door.
Yeah.
Check into your flight, open the front door, speed through security. I would love to know if anyone's actually done this. Could you imagine what kind of wanker you would feel like if you actually tried to do this stuff?
I'm sure.
Take 5 seconds to walk from the front door to your dining area. Enjoy a la carte dining in the lounge.
That just seems like that just seems actually far too normal, to be honest.
You get the board before anyone else, so walk back to the living room. If your children are sitting on the couch, kick them off. Could you imagine how fucked up it would be if your kids were sitting watching TV and you're like, move out of the way, mom and dad are pretending we're flying first class, so this is our fucking seat. You little shit.
Basically, the case just get off my couch and leave me alone.
Pour yourself a glass of champagne, or alternatively, open a 4-liter box of fruity Lexia.
Not
Discuss-
fruit Alexia.
Discuss the menu with the in-flight chef. If you have a partner or a housemate, talk with them about how you should probably eat some more food before you finish your boxes of wine.
I reckon.
Could you imagine? Sorry?
I reckon, forget the fruit Alexia. The fruit Alexia, if you want that, you actually need to be down the back of a Connaught, back of scum class instead.
Yeah, if you're in first class, you should be drinking like $5,000 champagne.
You should be drinking Dom Perignon in first class and nothing less.
Yeah. Could you imagine
Grange
telling
wine,
your wife that your the menu doesn't suit your food standards because you're in first class?
Yes, I could actually.
I feel like that's a good challenge to help improve everyone's relationships. Tell your partner their cooking isn't up to first class standards. It says it's 6 p.m. Time to don some sleepwear. Relish in world-class dining. Grab your tub of ice cream and go to town. Turn on Netflix and binge watch Tiger King again. Time to fall asleep 2 hours for 2 hours. Then receive your pre-landing briefing. Your cabin crew, i.e. your children, will rustle you awake at 9:30 p.m. demanding to be read a bedtime story.
Yep.
All of this assumes that you have children, which I find offensive. I would like to contact them and tell them off of how disgusting it is they discriminate against people without children.
Please do that, because some people unfortunately can't.
Yeah, I would love to see their response if they legitimately thought someone was actually pissed off at them for including children.
Yeah, please do. Can you do that?
Well, my scum class version is so we start off with loading up on food that affects your digestive system.
Yes.
You're not flush for 5 days so that you can enjoy the smell.
Yep.
Buy a children's seat online so that you can sit in that maximum reclines 5 centimeters.
Yep.
If you have children, you ask them to kick you in the back for 4 hours straight.
Oh yeah, that's normal actually.
Babies are a benefit. Throughout the night, keep poking them until they cry for hours and then try to sleep. Whilst you're still sitting upright in the children's seat.
Let me stop you there for a second. Make sure you get on a flight where you're sitting in a position where you've got one mum and bub to your right and 2 babies to your left for an 8 to 10 hour flight.
Yeah. Sitting in discomfort and smashed in the middle of them. Smelling yourself.
Much. Yeah, I had that once.
Well, what about the guy that was on that plane that we were on who was cheering on the TV and didn't realize everyone around it while everyone's trying to sleep and he's like, and he was even hitting the screen.
That's like kicking the back of the seat.
Yeah. So. That's why you need your kids to kick your seat.
Exactly. That just seems normal.
Next, you steal from your local supermarket and then put in items inside your clothes so the security can molest you, so it gives you that experience of going through the airport security.
Yeah, seems pretty standard.
Chew your food, spit it out, then serve to yourself the next day. Give it a fancy name as if that means something. Because airline food always has to have fancy names. It can never just be whatever the fuck it actually is. Then wear the same clothes for 7 days so that you can really get the stench.
That's true. 7 days is probably a bit much.
And then the final thing is you punch a hole in your TV so you can't watch it because half the time the TV
don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
I love the look of it.
Or if you like.
Nice and creepy.
It's gone completely pitch black where I am.
Yeah.
So Well, I mean, if you're lucky enough to, oh, sorry, I forgot, you're flying scum class. So you won't be flying with a decent airline in the first place anyway.
No,
So I was gonna say it'd be a luxury if you even had a TV on board, to be honest.
that's a valid point.
So
You got to be thankful that your plane actually arrived.
yeah, yeah, I was gonna say,
Well, that's
be
the other
thankful
thing.
you
You can jump in the pool in the middle of the night so you can experience the
splash
likely
landing.
event of a. Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, you'd be thankful that you got from your departure point to your destination all in one piece and with your luggage. Because let's be honest, the
Yeah.
chance of you losing your luggage as well is probably pretty good.
Oh, that's the other thing. You got to pack all your clothes in your bag and then find out it's too heavy and then have to remove a whole bunch of it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Throw it in
You
the
got to take
bin
a
to replicate what it'd be like overseas.
Yeah, you got to do that exactly. So,
Limit yourself
right.
to 4 items of clothing because that's all you can fit in a suitcase.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, that's about
Well,
all
yeah.
you need, to be honest. So,
Well, I think we've lost Andrew and
we
we
have
can't see you. So
exactly. It is done.
until
Right.
next time, it's wank time. As our new saying goes.
Exactly. Until next time.
It's wank time.
Right. Goodbye.